Hey guys, it's Iz.
Hey guys, it's Naj.
Hey, it's Robyn.
Hi guys, it's it.
And today is the Hope episode. We had told you guys to send us some questions and theories that you wanted us to discuss this episode, and here we are. So
It's so nice to be back though. Like I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever, even though we've been talking every day, but it still feels like we haven't, like it's been, I don't know. It feels like a very long time.
Yeah, I feel like forever since we record something.
Yeah. I know, I was so excited. I was like, yes, we're recording today.
Finally, it's been a while.
And we're getting Hope's episode, so yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say Hope is literally your brand.
I know. And it's too bad that we didn't film this episode okay, so I don't know if everyone knows, but we got the 3-in-1. Naj is and I got 3-in-1 with Danielle. And it's too bad we couldn't film this episode after we had done that, because then we could have been kind of sharing our experience. Obviously we wouldn't have a recording of it or anything like that, but we could have shared our experience and kind of added some more possibly insight into Hope. So
but we can retouch it later on though. By that time we should already have the first episode of.
I mean, I'm sure we'll have another Hope episode. She is the main character, so.
But I mean, we're super nervous. We're freaking out.
You guys gonna do great.
Countdown is beginning.
I'm very nervous.
We're nervous.
Comment below. They're gonna do great. Support them.
I'm gonna have a 1-to-1 personal before she gets to the 3-to-1 with us, and I know Robyn's shivering in her boots. So,
I might cry.
No, we're all.
I have a one-on-one with Ben, so there's gonna be that too.
He's your best friend,
he's like your best friend.
You like to chat to him.
What is it with you guys calling them my best friend?
Listen.
You talk with Ben all the time.
Listen, you know the set. I'm sorry if you know there's people on the set.
Okay, but everyone assumes I'm Danielle, so am I just doing a 1-on-1 with myself?
No, I mean, pretty much. People assume that we're writers, we're directors, we're story writers, and I mean, we're all blessed.
Share 1-on-1 with me.
I'll do a 1-on-1 with you, Vit.
Yeah, we're doing 1-on-1 with each other, technically. We're on this.
It's just a Handon weekly episode.
We'll see when we get on the phone with her. We'll see who's the one that talks.
First, I feel like Danielle will talk to us first. Hey guys.
You'll have to. I won't be able to communicate.
When I'm nervous, you guys know when I'm nervous, I ramble. So more than I'm going to need you guys to just be like, Robyn, shut the hell up.
Oh my God.
Robyn's going to be like, I had this. I'm like, oh no. Robyn, we lost her. Let's regroup.
It's fine. I can talk. And then nothing.
And at this point, we just want to make Danielle feel as comfortable as we can.
Possible. So we're not going to harass her with ship questions. We're not going to do that unless she brings up herself, but we're not going to ask her about Handon or nothing like that. We're going to make it more so personal questions. So do not harass us with.
Or sending, because we've had people sending questions and be like, can you ask them? We're not going to take questions.
We only have 5 to 7 minutes of Danielle's lovely time. We're not going to harass her with, do you think Handon's in game? No, we don't. We already know the answer.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have to ask.
We already know.
I have one Legacies question, and that's it. Everything else is I mean, there might be a couple more, but nothing obviously that would make her feel uncomfortable about answering. Because, why would you spend that money on validation that she can't even give you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't know what the writers can do.
It's
they don't know what's.
It's like reaching out to random companies getting validation from them when really it means nothing in the grand scheme of things.
Exactly, Robyn.
Something like, okay, so.
Well, I just want to clarify something. My tattoo, it says always in tomorrow, not always in forever. Thank you.
Yeah, this is with a splash of Handon. Thank God. Okay, Robyn, do you want to mention the Handon Weekly Writing Challenge?
Yes. So, thank you to everyone who participated in the very first set of our Fun in the Sun series. Our next prompt will be due September 1st, and it is the second prompt in our Fun in the Sun series, and this one is Road Trip, which personally, I'm super excited for, because I've had this idea even before the beach fic, like the beach prompt. So I'm super, super excited about Road Trip. And I know some of the other writers, a couple of ideas they're coming up with, and I know you guys are just going to be like super happy with what's coming. So Road Trip, September 1st, get writing.
Get prepared, guys. And also, it doesn't have to be writing as well. If you want to do it on Instagram or Twitter, you can also do edits, video edits if you want. You know, you're not limited to just writing. The more content, the merrier. Okay, so our first question, you ready, is for Love for Handon. When do you think we will get Tribrid Hope, and do you think it will be her choice or something else?
Season 4.
Yeah, season 4.
Yeah, season 4.
We're gonna get it season 4. I thought it was gonna be the end of season 3, but now that the 4 episodes have been pushed to season 4, I think it's gonna be like the beginning-ish, like the first like 4 episodes at some point there, unless they push it. But then again, they've already filmed it, so we never.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it was supposed to be 320. You know, the way that like Landon melting was supposed to be 220,
Yeah.
and then it ended up being 304. I think that's going to be what 320 was supposed to be, which will now be 404. Will be Tribrid Hope.
Yeah, I think.
It's gonna be a choice.
Yeah, I know for a fact that season 4 definitely going to be Tribrid Hope, because it's a whole season of focus on Hope in its entirety, and we're going to be seeing Hope develop, you know, into like understanding her vampire side more. I don't know. Robyn may know, but I don't know if it's going to be her choice. Like we've talked about like what would make her become a Tribrid, like a full Tribrid. I don't know. I feel like it most likely will be her choice. Like maybe she'll do something heroic like how she did in season 1, but I don't know, because I don't know if it's going to be doing fighting, sacrificing. I don't know what could possibly make her become a full Tribrid.
I think she's going to make the decision. I don't think it's necessarily going to be her choice, like not the choice that she would pick. Like if she had, but I think she's going to choose what she knows is right. And if that leads to her having to activate her vampire side, she's going to do it. It all depends on, because she's going to do whatever she can to save not only, you know, the people at the school, but she's going to do everything she can to save Landon. And knowing that Landon's being possessed by his father now, the only way that technically, as they think they're slick. The writers think they're slick. I think Hope becoming a vampire is a part of what can destroy Malivore, and the other part is her and Landon together. So it all depends on what choices she's given. It's kind of like multiple choice. Yeah. And what she kind of chooses is the right idea in that moment, rather than having sort of a plan to destroy Malivore and become a full Tribrid.
Yeah, and to be honest, like we spent 3 seasons watching Hope and Landon and Alaric figure out all these possible loopholes, and sadly none of them really worked. So I feel like at some point Hope's gonna have to just realize that we can't keep relying on possible loopholes. We're gonna have to do it ourselves. Because Cleo and Landon said Malaland, you know, they went around and tried to figure out how to destroy Malivore or figure a way to get him. And at this point, we're going down to the very small possibility of even getting a loophole. And I think that at some time, Hope is going to realize that it's just going to have to be her activating her, you know, vampire side to handle this. So
see, I think it's going to be both, because I think what's going to happen is she's going to make the decision to become a Tribrid. And I think at the last minute, something or like Landon possibly something's going to happen where possibly he like gets his powers back or whatever. And like she thinks Landon's dead, so she makes the decision to become a Tribrid. Landon actually reactivates his powers and comes back. And then, you know, because he obviously doesn't want her to become a Tribrid, because like he doesn't want her to have to lose out like that. But then she'll think he's safe, and then at the last minute the choice will be taken from her, because something then will happen, like Malivore's last shot, or you know, something like that. So I think that she'll make the choice to do it, then won't have to, but then will be forced to do it anyways.
I think something will come in play with the whole thing. Like I don't think people realize And obviously, I think they've mentioned it. They've mentioned it in the show, but it kind of hasn't really clicked. Landon doesn't have Malivor's weaknesses,
Yeah.
which means he's not toxic, or Hope's not toxic to him.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're playing it off that he is, and I think that's going to come into play. Maybe at some point, like you said, him reactivating his powers, and that kind of can affect the way that Hope makes her decision, whether or not Landon's there when she makes the decision, or whether or not, like you said, he's dead and something happens when he comes back. But either way, I think she's gonna either have a choice, have a choice where she can make her own choice, or she's gonna have a situation where she is given a series of choices that she has to pick from, and whether or not she goes with one where she activates her powers or she doesn't activate her side. It just all depends on that.
I kind of have a theory on that I had discussed with Pia, but I have it at the bottom of the doc, so I'm not going to talk about, because we're talking more questions now than theories, but it kind of ties into like the entirety of the show and like what they had said in the very beginning interviews before the show had even aired. So like, I'll discuss that theory like more towards the end, but it is kind of ties into the whole like Hope being a Tribrid and stuff.
Okay. Wanna spill the tea? Okay. So the next question is from Michael. Will Hope vampire side affect her witch side? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No, because
I don't
she's
think
a Tribrid.
All a Tribrid, yeah.
Like if that was
People
the
be like, oh,
case,
she's gonna lose the witch power. Like she's a Tribrid, she's gonna have the witch powers, the vampire side, and her wolf side.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think it won't affect her. And then the next question was kind of how much will her vampire side affect her? I think we'll see her feelings more amplified. We'll kind of see how she'll handle emotions more. I feel like this whole season is going to be focused on just seeing how she acts as a vampire in entirety, like how her emotions are different and how it changed compared to maybe we'll see some more snappy Hope. We already do, but maybe some more spice. Maybe her not putting people shit.
Or Klaus.
Putting herself.
I think it's gonna force her to actually grieve her parents.
Yeah.
That she never did.
Well, yeah, because you don't change personalities when you become a vampire. Your emotions are literally heightened. I mean,
she's still in pain, so she's gonna feel that more.
I see people saying we've seen the glimpse of Hope when she was as a vampire, which was in the episode 10 of season 1 with the Lizzie episode. But if you think about it, that's an alternate universe. That's an alternate universe where she didn't go to the school. Hope's been at the school, so the way that she acts in that alternate universe as a vampire, not how she's going to act when she turns into a vampire, because first of all, the timeline of her life was completely different than what it is now.
She didn't have family in that world.
Yeah, and that's what I think. It's like that's not going to be, just because we see that. It's an alternate universe. It's not like
it's no Hope.
Reality. It's based off reality, but it's not actually reality.
Because in that AU, she lost her family. She never had Landon. She never had the Saltzmans as her family. She never had any of that. She never went to the school. Whereas now in this world, she's in love. She is loved. She has, her sisters and her father step in or whatever, like, so she has this family that she's kind of chosen since she was, all families fight, obviously, but she's obviously gotten closer to them. Lizzie is like her best friend now. So obviously she's going to have that anchor. Like Lizzie and Landon are really going to be her anchors in whatever happens with her, because she's the closest to them, because she feels the most with them, so.
Yes.
But it's like, okay, if we go back to even the Vampire Diaries, when Caroline turned into a vampire, her personality didn't change. She just was.
She actually got better.
Yeah, well, she got better, but she was exaggerated almost. Like her little idiosyncrasies that she kind of had as a human were amplified as a vampire. But then also look at Haley. When Haley was turned because of Hope's blood, she didn't really change a whole lot. Like, her personality didn't change. Yeah, she was more fierce, but she's always been fierce. You know, like, she just was put into a position where she had to play on that more than she did before Hope was born, or before Hope even existed. So, like, Hope changing into a vampire is not going to change her feelings, first of all, is not going to change who she loves. She loves Landon, and her being a vampire is not going to change that. It's just, if anything, it's going to amplify that.
Yeah, she's gonna be so annoying.
I hate
Not annoying.
turn into this ship. I don't like this ship at all. But Damon and Elena, like, as soon as she became a vamp, like, it was before too, but like, as soon as, and minus the siren bond, it's like when she became a vampire, everything she felt for him enhanced. And people are saying it's gonna be the complete opposite for Hope and Landon. Did you not watch the Vampire Diaries?
Why is Hope different? Why does Hope get held to a different standard than everyone else does?
Because it's Landon.
Exactly.
If it was any other character, they'd be like, oh yeah. No, it's because it's Landon. I'm tired of it. I'm done. I'm finished.
Okay, so the next question is from Iva is, do you think Hope is going to lose her shit on everybody because of Landon getting possessed?
God, I hope so.
I hope so.
Yes.
I feel like at some point she let it slide with people like telling her what's the best option in saving Landon. And now, since it's complete went up the shit because now he's possessed, I feel like she's going to just throw everybody's opinions and ideas out the window. Because she she patiently waited and it didn't work. He still got possessed by Malivore. I feel like she's going to be like, listen, I don't give a shit about your opinion.
We saw a very small glimpse between 5 and 8 of Hope kind of in that, like, when she's so ready to lose her shit on people. And she didn't. She was very controlled, which, I mean, I wish she had lost her shit more on people because, like, no one fucking cared that Landon was gone. No one fucking cared that Hope was grieving. Like, it was all about their shit and their problems and nothing about Hope. And so, like, I wanted her to scream at them. I wanted her to yell at them. And honestly, her in 308 was probably one of my favorite episodes of Hope because she finally fucking did something for herself and, you know, like, stood up and said, like, I don't care what you think. This is what I'm doing. Which is what she needed to do because all along, all she does is save everyone else's ass, saves the school's ass. All they care about is when she's ready for them. And, you know, like, and like 308 was basically like, you know what? No, I'm going to do this because now I finally want what I want. And I'm not going to, like she said in 305, I'm not going to give up what I want to make everyone else happy, which is exactly what she was doing. So in 308, she just stuck by those words. And then, so I want her to lose her shit. I hope she loses her shit.
I mentioned this before. I can't remember what episode I mentioned it in the podcast, but everyone at the school, they put so much pressure because she's a Michelson.
Yeah.
They expect her to be all tough and mighty because she's a Michelson. Those people are the same people who I know don't know the Michelsons at all. They don't know what lengths they will go to protect the people that they love, and it's obvious they don't watch the freaking show. And to put this much pressure was, yes, Hope is a legacy. We've established that. But it's said from the beginning that she's not trying to continue what her family did. She's just trying to, what's the right word?
Bring justice to her name almost. Like, bring...
It's like, it's for her to be
better.
Her own life. To live her life.
Yeah,
like,
she's trying to be better.
Her parents didn't get to really live their life. Because, first of all, her dad was this almighty werewolf vampire hybrid who had a lot of enemies, first of all. A shit ton of enemies that were passed on to Hope when she was born. And they established that in the originals. And then there's Haley, who was put into power with her pack. And had to, you know, marry in order to bring the packs together. Hope is just trying to be a better version of her parents in her own way.
Well, it's exactly what her name implies. She's literally being the Hope of the Michelsons. You know, a way to almost rectify the crucifixion that her name brings, you know, because like look at in the musical episode the way that they were all laughing about Klaus and talking about Hope's dad, and then it was like they crucify him without actually like
Knowing him.
understanding. And so Hope literally needs to bring a change to the way that people see the Michelson name, rather than them just assuming the way like Alaric wrote all those books about the fact that Klaus is the great evil and stuff like that. Sure, he did a lot of fucked up shit, you know, but
Alaric did too.
And and so did Damon, and all of them. None of them are guilty, are innocent. All of them are guilty of doing fucked up shit.
Yeah.
Look at what Alaric did after Joe died. Like,
exactly.
He went after the Phoenix Stone and then didn't really care that, you know, souls were... Like, look at everything that he released after that. And then, you know, has the audacity to tell Hope that, you know, she has to stop grieving and keep moving on or whatever because the school needs to be saved. Or what, because his daughters need to be safe? No.
That's why
innocent.
I will never forgive Alaric for the scene in episode 107 where they're in the office and he's like shooting out all these words and phrases that he shouldn't have said to Hope, especially about her parents.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, you should try that sometime, you know, the grieving thing. But then when she goes to fucking grieve,
oh yeah, it was like
make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Honestly, the only person who really deserves rights in the Vampire Diaries is fucking Bonnie, because like she was almost forced to do the fucked up shit that she had to do, but she wasn't. I mean, I guess I would say probably Caroline too, because she was put into that position by Catherine and everything that she had to do after that, you know? But like maybe Elena. I guess the girls would be, they were kind of put into that position because of everyone else. But like Alaric to say that's things to Hope, and then everyone at the school to laugh at Hope when they have no idea the true story behind any of it. All they hear are the rumors based on ignorant views from people who did who did maybe not far worse, but like maybe equally worse stuff as Klaus did. Like Klaus was not a good person until after Hope was born, in a sense. But like he kind of was too, because if you look at the way he was with Cammy, you know, he was just very starved for affection and very starved for love, and which I'm not excusing him at all, but like in the end he did change for Hope and he did change for Cammy because he loved them very much, and he did change for Haley in a sense because he grew very close to her. And so like people crucifying the Michelson name and bringing Hope into that's a lot of pressure on her. That's like the whole fucking world on her, trying to make everyone see that her dad mattered and that he was more than just, you know, what Alaric said he was.
And who made it like that? Who made them believe? Who brought the side out of Klaus that people didn't know about, and made people realize that he was like that?
Landon.
But
I mean,
because
remember,
he's the only one who knows who Klaus was.
Yeah, I mean, okay, think about the fact that Hope literally let him read letters sent to her by her dad. How personal and private those are. How important he is to her to allow him to read those letters when no one else has read them. But, you know, like that school too, rumors were spread at that school. Look in the originals. When Roman came to her room and was saying that, you know, was talking about like her reputation at the school, and that was before everyone knew she was a Michelson, and saying that she was like, you know, a lost Romanian princess who bit the heads off of other orphans or something like that. I don't know. Or who like something like that, you know. And then, you know, the rumors obviously about Lizzie's mental health that Josie started, and then like the fire and like all of that stuff. And then we find out in 315 that you know, Josie was going around spreading rumors or laughing about shit in Lizzie's journal. Was that around the same time though that the fire happened then too?
No.
Because
I don't know.
No one really knew about Lizzie's condition until Josie made those lies up. So then does that mean then that the journal that Lizzie had written at 11, which would make sense because Hope would be 13, was after the fact of Josie starting that fire? Because she was laughing with the other witches about Lizzie's story, and then the fact that Hope was the villain.
I feel like it would be around the same time.
Because Lizzie didn't really, she didn't really super view Hope as the villain until after that rumor started.
Oh yeah.
So it would have
But
been
I think
around
a lot of it was already, I don't know.
in any case, though, but like Hope had a rough start at that school. She had no friends. We saw it in the beginning of season 5 in the originals. The only friend she had was Henry. Like no
Yeah.
one wanted to.
She only got better when
She
Landon
called
left.
the twins the mean girls. The twins literally didn't want to save her life unless they could have cell phones and short skirts. Like,
The laughing because
Oh,
that's
I remember that.
bad.
anyways, we kind of got off topic, but you know.
The next question is the next question is from Loa. What do you think about Hope's storyline this season and how that's going to change her? I think her main storyline will be about her becoming, a full Tribrid. I think besides that, it'll definitely be how her emotions is amplified, but I don't think that's going to be her full story. I feel like obviously Handon is going to be another part, and maybe I'll hope that they talk about blood, because once again that topic was swept under the rug in season 1. Like Alaric and Caleb having that like situation with the blood and human blood and the rabbit blood situation. I wonder if it's going to still be talk in effect since Hope is a vampire now, or is it just going to be sort of like and she's just going to be like, yeah, rabbit blood. We're going to see them drink blood. We don't see no vampire drink blood anymore. I need them to just snap in the kitchen. I'm hoping we see Hope do something. So they need to go all out. Just go all out.
I loved Hope's storyline this season.
Yeah.
Too. I think she learned that she can trust in her relationship with Landon. Like she was always the one more hesitant because of him being a human and being fragile. But like she, after everything she got put through with these two situations where there was a Landon, I think she grew more on believing that their love is actually strong enough to survive everything that they are put through.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Brett said, that she and Landon got on the same page. I mean, Landon always was like, "We will survive this." Like now she believes this. She like, "We can't believe that we're doomed. We can't fight this." So
Well,
I
and
think
I
she
think
grew a lot this
yeah,
season.
because the first 2 seasons was really her dealing with loss. She didn't want to
Yeah.
open herself up. Why can't I talk? Open herself up and fully allow herself to be happy because she was so worried about losing the person who made her the happiest. And then she did literally, like it's like after the sex scene where she said, I think I just had to let myself be happy. And then she
Yeah.
did lose him. But then after that, it was like she finally realized she had to choose herself. And she hadn't been choosing herself for so
Mm-hmm.
long. And so when she thought she got him back, she like one of the biggest things that stands out to me is Puck's conversation with her when she asked him if she was doing enough, and he was just like, "You think that by opening your heart up to someone and that you're losing or whatever, when really it's not. Like you have to open yourself up to loss in order to feel what it is that you're, like I don't know exactly what his words were because I haven't seen that episode in a while, but it's just like that whole, I think that kind of like shifted everything in her mind,
Yeah.
and she made that choice, and that's why she sang the song Always and Tomorrow, because that song really like she figured
It's
it out.
about living the now. Yeah.
And for anyone, I'm just going to say that song was not based on the letter that Landon read. The letter that Landon read, the song based on it was Puck's song, which they didn't have in the episode because they had to cut it out. But if you look at the Spotify, Puck's song is there. That is literally the letter. Anyone who thinks Always and Tomorrow is a letter is not paying attention. Just FYI.
But also, I think that Hope learned that she doesn't need to become the trap. Like she can choose another thing for her life. She always think that she was born to destroy Maribor. And
Yeah.
the talk with the twins, like Lizzie was like, "You can be whatever you want. We are here for you." And then Clark says she doesn't have to go through this alone because she has friends, she has a family. I think she learned that she can actually rely on them. I
I
mean, kind of rely sometimes.
kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yeah,
I think also she was trying so hard to be a savior and to do good by her name that
yeah,
she almost forgot who she was in the process. You know
exactly.
what I mean? Like she she was losing herself in the process because she was trying so hard to be something that everyone else wanted her to be and still want her to be. And so finally season 3 was her going, "No, wait. Like, yes, I can still save people, but I have people who I can rely on who can also help me, sort of. Um, but I also want to be happy and I want to choose love and I want Landon, obviously. So,
Hmm.
like, I want to be myself. So, season 3 really for me, I mean, I loved season 3. I thought that her storyline in season 3 was great. And I'm really excited to see where she goes in season 4 because you can even see in 304 when she was just like, when Landon was like, "Oh, I want to come help," and she was just like you said, we're in. Like she was just
Yeah,
very, supportive, and she finally realized, and I think a lot through that puck conversation, that she can't hold on to him so tightly or hold on to others so tightly in fear of losing them because it just affects her in the long run. Like, you know, you're going to lose people either way. So you can either love them or you can hang on tight to them.
yeah.
We need them back. The next question is from Michelle. Do you think that Hope is beating herself up for Landon, ending up in the prison world and possessed, since she believes she is toxic to Landon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
already told Josie that she blames herself the most for what happened to him.
yeah. It's just sick to know that probably right now she just thinks she's most likely blaming herself than anything else. Like,
And she thinks it's her fault.
yeah, because once again, he did melt when they were done. But like once again, she's gonna. I'm hoping. I wonder how long it's gonna take for them to like stop he's toxic storyline. I don't know. But once again, she does think that she's toxic to him. Therefore, she's probably beating herself up literally right now. So,
Well,
yeah.
because she thinks it was her idea to go to um, the school to stop the necromancer, I think. Probably. I'm assuming it was. It was her idea to um, jump through the pit in the prison world.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's probably blaming herself for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping that we see. Probably gonna see it once the
So
season 4.
Pain. We're going to go for Pain.
Oh, and
Yeah.
and Mike did say the last 4 episodes are amazing, but
Yeah.
amazing is probably going to be us bawling our eyes out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we never know peace. Like one thing about Legacies is that we never know peace. So I'm not even looking for peace and happiness right now. I just know for a fact.
Being a hope stan, a Landon stan, and a Handon stan, we never know peace.
Yeah.
We never
With and without the show.
we never know peace. So I'm honestly not surprised. But we'll see. We'll see. The next question is: do you think Hope will question Landon when he's fully back after everything that's happened with Golem, Landon, and Malivore? I think, like Robyn said before, I think we're gonna maybe prove it line. We should get a prove it line because at this point she's been befooled a couple times. So I don't know. Maybe she'll automatically know that this is Landon.
Oh, we're definitely getting a prove it line.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like it would be legit if she's like,
What line is?
he'll come back and she'll
What's
like
that?
prove it.
I said, do you know what line we're gonna? We're gonna. Oh my god. Do you know what line I think we're gonna get as a parallel?
What?
Is the line from 2010 or 210 where Landon goes, so we're both standing at the end of it.
Oh.
I think he's gonna parallel that line somehow, or she is, because if you think about it, that's kind of what they've been going off this entire time, and why Hope has been so protective over him. And I think I don't know, that's what I just see going on.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I mean, okay. It says, how do you want Hope to react to actual? Oh yeah, how do you want Hope to react to actual Landon when they reunite? I personally want a very emotional reunion with crying and hugging.
Yeah, I want a very emotional
I
reunion.
want an emotional reunion. I mean, reunion because we spent literally like the whole season 3 with Hope technically not being with Landon in a sense.
Yeah.
So I actually want to. I want full tears. I want full tears. A hug that's like so intense that it's
Yeah.
insane. I want it all. So don't hold back.
Imagine like she got a little hesitant to hug him because she doesn't know if she really is him, and he says something, then she hugs him. I mean, make me cry, make me bawl my eyes out because
Yeah, especially because like let alone her emotions been wrecked all along, like thinking that she lost him, getting him back, finding that's not really him. It's going to put in perspective that she probably going to be like, is this really him in the first place? And I'm just hoping that the reunion. I know the reunion probably won't kill me regardless because I always cry when Handon does anything regardless. But I'm ready to get my emotions like stepped on. So
I think she's going to be scared at first, honestly.
I feel like she might
yeah.
like not be certain because of what happened previously twice at that matter.
But I think that it's going to be Landon who figures out that Hope's not toxic to him. And she's going to be too afraid. And he's just going to be like, no, let me show you. And he's going to do something like
Yeah.
drastic to show her that she's not toxic. Because she's just going to be too afraid that he's just going to, that, something's going to happen. Because, like, look at her blood with Gollum Landon and that.
I mean I feel like it's going to happen at some point. I'm hoping that he finds out. Maybe from Cleo helping since she'll be with him for a while, but we never know. I do. Maybe she will help them realize that they're not toxic to each other. But I feel like he might be the only one that will probably affirm it because Hope definitely think that she got a confirmation of it happening. So hopefully we get like a big old confirmation tease. The next question is, what do you guys want to see from Hope in the first episode of season 4? I want to see her talking to Landon. I want to see her talking to Landon. I mean, Milo Landon in its case. I want to know if she's going to be like in front of the gate. When it starts, will she fall asleep next to the gate? Like, is this a routine? Has it been a time jump? Has it been a couple of days since they put him in the cage? I want to see it all.
So that'll be 317, right? So
Yeah. I want to see she's sitting outside of the gym.
Yeah, I feel like she might
all
be
night.
might be staying outside of the gym.
Or her head's in books or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be a parallel to 101.
My God. She can't sleep, so she goes to the gym.
Yeah, she can't sleep, so she goes to the gym and she sits outside the bars.
Yeah.
And he's sitting against the bars, and so we have that parallel again. Only this time, it's not Landon, it's Malalandon.
Messing with her head.
What if Malalandon is like, why are you smiling? And she's like, I'm just remembering.
Yeah.
God.
Like the whole like flip,
Stop. Because I don't know. Do you think Malvo would do you think Malvo would just like be like a D head more so and not like I don't know. Like what if you let Landon talk for a second?
Well, that's what I was thinking. What if like Malivore is just like, you know what? Let me let you talk to Landon, because like what if he wants something from her but she doesn't believe Landon is still there, so he's like, here, let me prove it to you, and then Landon comes through and she's able to talk to him.
I wouldn't mind, but like I don't know. I don't like, and like even like taunting her in a sense, like, oh well, look what you could have, like, oh well, let me take them back since you're not giving me what I want. Taunting her, maybe he could definitely probably do a taunt.
I do want the whole like mind jump thing where like she goes in and tries to find him like Haley did with Elijah.
Yeah, I definitely want to see.
I
want to see her get into his mind.
And I want her die.
Parallel door one from the parallel from the TO, the originals, the door one when Elijah was trying to get his memories back. I kind of want that where Hope has to go into Landon's mind and like she has to choose the right doors, or she goes through doors and sees memories of his, and she has to try to find him and watch one of the memories where he is her. I've heard.
I wrote a fic about that.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if we get that,
We're writing that down.
Probably will.
if we get that, I'm like screaming and crying and.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just like lowering my expectations. So like when everything happens, I can be fully at peace, knowing that I didn't like think of something like very crazy and did not happen. So we'll see.
I wish I could do that. My brain just does not shut.
Yeah, I'll have like a few concepts in mind, and then I'll just like slowly let them progress. Because I don't know. Because like after season 2 and how hype I was with season 2 and it not hitting the mark for me, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to have my expectations very low.
I had a huge rant about season 2 yesterday on Zoom with Iz.
Oh my God! Why would I listen? I wish I was there because season 2.
Tweeted about it too, right, Robyn?
Yeah, I wish you were there too because you should have heard me like go off. And Iz was just listening, and then afterwards she was like,
season two was completely
Yeah.
it was a how mad can you get moment because there was no reason
About
for
season 2.
the bullshit that happened in season 2 was blasphemy. It was completely just shambles, a hot ass mess.
Somebody literally commented on that tweet, Robyn, about me because I tweeted that reaction to the tweet, and somebody goes, "You have that expression in Handon Weekly podcast sometimes."
I mean, you do sometimes.
Yeah. Listen, that's all of us when like Robyn be out here making damn theories. I'm just sitting here like, listen, I was just trying to rewatch the trailer. I ain't
That was literally who was it? Was it me and you, Vit, when about the Star Wars episode?
Yeah.
Standing there, we were all Fur and Robyn were talking about it, and we were like,
yeah, it was. I don't know. Like I don't think about theories sometimes. Especially with Legacies, because Legacies is that it gets this inspiration from Buffy sometimes, and I've barely done Buffy, so I'm just like, okay. And then Rob was like, oh yeah, it reminds me of Buffy of this scene. I'm just like, oh okay, well I totally know what you're talking about. So I don't know.
I know after you watched 108 of Angel, I was like telling you all the parallels that I saw, and you were just like, wait.
No, because you know what? I'm gonna need Is to get there so she can finally see.
"Girl, that's Robyn. That's gonna be me with you, with Nayli and Handon. I'm gonna just point out the parallels."
Listen, I need to collect, but well, let's go to the next question. All right, so the next one is from Ada. Is what do you think is on Hope's mind now that she knows is Malivore and not Landon this time? Obviously, her main goal is how to get Landon back.
Where the hell Landon? We're all wondering that.
Yeah, she's gonna try to get him back no matter what.
It was literally a tweet that said, "Where's your comfort character right now?" I said, "I honestly don't know."
Yeah, I feel like Hope is actually she's plotting points. Like she's plotting.
You could see that. You could see it in the car when she was driving with Clark, and he was just like, talking, and he was like, "Oh, but you already believe that." So she already, and even in the hospital, she was already thinking how she was going to get Landon back, how she was going to be able to basically screw fate, right? Like, so yeah, that's exactly what she's thinking about, is how she's going to defeat Malivore and how she's going to get Landon back.
Yeah, she's completely over here making concepts about how to get Landon back. And if anything, I don't think she's trying to even consult with anybody about these ideas. She's probably just gonna worry about it herself, and definitely probably staying near the cage the gate with Landon, trying to bribe anything from Mala Landon as she could.
I mean, like, I know this isn't really Hope related, but I'm curious to see what everyone else's reaction is going to be. Landon in the cage. I mean, yes. I don't have high hopes for certain people, so.
I will stop. I mean, for me, I think I don't know. Like, I feel like it's going to be a difference knowing that it's Mala Landon. They may try to detach from Landon, but I
Who's
don't
gonna
know.
try to convince Hope just to kill him and let it be?
Yeah, like I feel like they may just like, well, he's not Landon, so don't get too close to him. But knowing how it is now, I don't know for sure. Like, I just hope that they be like, I don't know, maybe be scared, come on, or maybe they'll finally let Hope get her ideas and branch out. Like,
Just another disclaimer. 304. That was real Landon. So stop saying it wasn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyhow, continue.
yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping that now they'll realize that it's Hope that needs to deal with it, and their theories of like, let's wait out the roof because she waited, and look what happened to Landon. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that all of it's out the window, and she can do whatever she got to do, without anyone trying to. Let's wait this out. No, it needs to be fully down because we don't know what Malivore is doing, how long he's doing it, what he's doing, how he's doing it. We need everything to happen now. So,
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll see. I'm excited. The next question is, and how do you think she feels/thinks now knowing it's Malivore and not Landon who broke up with her? Do you think she still considers Landon her boyfriend?
Yes.
Yeah, even though she said no, she was like, get my friend. I know for a fact she's like, my man, give me my fucking man.
Well, she said
Because she had
friends.
to include Cleo
plural.
somehow, yeah.
Yeah, I just like, I feel like, I don't know, because like when it comes to us thinking about the breakup again, like, even though like it could be good for editing purposes, it's not really him. So
When she says friends, she was talking as a group in general.
Yeah,
And she was
Yeah.
talking about Cleo and Landon. And she was talking for
everyone.
herself, the twins, Alaric, Finch, all of them, even though Finch didn't really know them. But I'm just saying, like, she was talking as a group, not as her singular. But also, her, I just want you to know I still love him bit.
Yeah.
yeah, she's like, that's my man.
I mean, it's Hope Maxwell. She's down bad. Maybe
She is, yeah.
Hope she's really down bad.
Just as Klaus was for Cammy. I mean,
delicious.
Like, they down bad as they should, but I can't. I'm just so excited to see how she reacts now.
Yeah.
And how she'll like talk to him, like in like third person. Once like, well, Landon is in there. Like, I don't know. I'm just so excited to see what she'll do.
Has been waiting. This is season 1.
Yeah, and then plus like after we get this, us talking to like Danielle, maybe her asking us what our reaction is to the first episode.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I totally forgot she could ask us questions. Oh my god.
Because, yeah, she can literally ask us like questions and be like, "How did you think of the first episode?" And I will tell you right now, a bitch.
I mean, if she listens to the podcast, she'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you. We can't wait to see you in October.
She'll ask us questions like, what's your favorite episode?
What did you think of season 3?
I'm gonna be like,
out of the 3. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
It's Mama's perfectly execution to the highest.
I'm gonna tell her that one of my favorite episodes is 313 because her and Arya fucking killed it. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
305. That's what I would tell her. 305 was one of my favorite episodes of the entire season because she just did incredible.
She did an amazing job, and her and Arya like really dominated.
312, 313, those were amazing.
End of 3. Oh my gosh! At the end of 312, that was just like that one moment between them two. It's like, come on. Where the necklace?
Yeah, 312 and 313 were probably like top for me, just because like she just And then I really liked 309 because was it 309? Yeah, 309 was the scene with her on the bed saying that Landon was her everything.
Yeah.
Or was that 310? I think that was 309.
309.
It was the gremlin.
Yeah, 309.
Yeah.
Right after he came back.
After he came back.
Yeah.
I just know that they're everything to me. So can't wait to get Handon back. We love to see it. The next question is from Eli. Should Hope be single for a while to deal with her issues on Lost, even if Landon truly comes back?
No. Because she can deal with her she can deal with her issues on Lost while she's still with Landon too.
Yeah, it does. I don't know why, like, when it comes to relationships, people expect, like, breakups to happen. Like, to be honest, a breakup isn't always going to help with stuff. You're going to have to deal with it alone. But I feel like when she's with Landon, he always helps her discover things that she would never do or never, like, think about.
See,
like, let her. So
yeah.
for me personally, he always helps her, and he always try to, like, give her, like, talk to her more about it, because once again, she's not going to think about, like, oh, maybe I should do this or that. So Landon being there and helping her and obviously giving her space if she needs it is the best option. Like, a breakup isn't always needed. Like, she literally went through hell and back to get him back. You think that she's going to get him back and be like, well, I need to think about my own things first?
Yeah.
No, she's going to be with him.
People always assume, or, like, that's the thing, is the people who assume that you can't grow and become better or like another person while in a relationship are people who have never had a real relationship.
Yeah, like, everybody out of nowhere becomes, like, relationship experts when it comes to fictional characters, and it becomes a mess. Like, people think that relationships is not supposed to have, you know, disagreements, arguments, development. Like, they expect relationships to be cookie and cream when it's convenient. And Hope did not just go through hell and back just to not be with Landon. Like,
the thing is, there would have been no growth in Hope if Landon hadn't come around. Nothing would have changed with her since season 1.
Yeah, she literally cut herself off, and she didn't even give people a chance until, like, literally mid-season 1.
Exactly.
Like, she was working with people. She was working with people to destroy the monsters. It wasn't like she was working with them because they were besties. She was doing it to protect Landon and get the monsters out the way. People
who say that there's been no growth in Hope are the people who don't want her with Landon. And the only reason they say she has no growth is because she's with Landon. But if you actually watch the show, regardless if you like Landon or not, you can't sit there and say that Landon did not help her grow and become better, in a sense. Because, like, in the first season, you can see even with Alaric, she was just like, he's like, I told you to, you know, go out and meet people and make connections, not, you know, sit in your room and binge Cutthroat Kitchen. Landon is the reason she made friends with the twins and made friends with everyone else. And like, yeah, she's the one that made it grow after that, but Landon is the one who initially opened up those doors for her because he's the one that initially opened her up emotionally.
Yeah, like, I just feel like, to answer your question, no, I don't think Hope is gonna separate from Landon at all. So, you know, she's gonna stick beside him.
If anything, if there is a separation, if anything, it's not because she doesn't love him, it's not because she doesn't care for him, it's because she feels maybe he needs it because of the PTSD he's going to be going through.
Yeah, and I mean, plus, like, I feel like, especially how she acted in episode 13, like mostly seeing, like, hey, you know, if you need me, you know, I'm here to talk. I don't think she's going to, like, the PTSD he's going to feel, and obviously her becoming a Tribrid in some case, it's definitely going to change the relationship anyways. Like, when he said, well, Landon was telling her about, like, you know, him suffering from PTSD from being in, you know, in the prison world, she was saying, like, just talk to her. She's going to be there for you. She's going to be there to talk to you. Like, she's going to be there in you know, any concept.
This is only going to strengthen the bond between them.
Yeah. Like, she's not going to leave. She literally was there to help talk to him. And plus, he's going to be there as well. So I don't think anything's going to change that. So, and I just can't wait to see, like, the growth. I mean, there already been growth, but I can't wait to see, like, them talking it out and, like, seeing, like, PTSD Landon and him explaining more about what he went through during that time. Because I thought we were going to get, like, flashbacks or, like, glimpses, but no, we didn't. So I can't wait to see what we're going to get when we start season 4. The next question is from Gabby. Do you think Hope will go into Landon's subconscious like she did with Dark Josie?
I hope so.
I'm hoping so, yeah. I'm hoping that she does because, like, if Cleo was in there, she's probably going to try to see what Cleo was doing in there, and I hope that in that outro, like, in that introspect, she does run into Landon. You know, it is what it is. I'm just hoping that she does. I just can't wait. I can't wait to collect Handon and go. But most likely, yeah. The next question is from Hazel. Do you think the only way to get rid of Malivore is for her to become the Tribrid?
No.
No, but I feel like all the loopholes they've done haven't worked out, so I feel like she might just do it. I don't think she will become for Tribrid because of Malivore. Like I think she will exhaust every route to destroy him. But I don't like, but knowing like it could have been some other reason for her to fully go Tribrid Hope. But you never know. The next question is from Stacy. Do you think Hope will be ridden with guilt? And what will Hope have to do to get answers from Malivore? Well, yeah, I mean, we already kind of touched it. We do think that she will be like feeling some guilt due to like Malivore. Her thinking that she melted Landon, and also thinking that she is toxic to Landon. That can definitely cause her to feel some type of way. But I do think she will most likely ask Mala Landon, what could she possibly do to get Landon back? Because Mala Landon at the end of the episode said that she knows what he wants, and I feel like she's going to continue to try to figure out what that is, and maybe try to see if she will agree with the terms to get Landon back.
She's going to be treading a very fine line with Mala Landon, simply because she doesn't know where the connection is between him and Landon, and like if killing him would bring back Landon or kill Landon. Like she's going to need to try to figure out how to remove him from Landon and still have Landon back. So like she's going to do it in a sneaky way, but she's going to tread very carefully around it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we might get a lot of scenes with Mala Landon and Hope. I feel like there's going to definitely be some scenes we're going to need, especially with her trying to figure out a way to get to Landon. So I just wonder how Mala Landon will react though, because you know how he is now. He's full of himself, so he don't care how he acts. So I'm more so curious on the possible interactions that they'll have together. Okay, the next question from Pia. Do you think Hope will ever truly forgive herself for the death of her parents? And what do you think what will take for her to get there?
I think that she will forgive herself eventually.
Yeah, I don't think it would be a problem. I feel like I want like Legacies to like cover that more, and because like they mention her parents sometimes, but they really kind of make it seem like everything is fine. Like they don't mention, they barely mention Haley at all. Like we get like Klaus mentions like from Necromancer. Last time we got was from the Necromancer talking to Landon about Clark. Not Clark, about her act kind of having Klaus is like hard in a sense, but we really don't talk about it that much. So
well, she barely.
Yeah, I think she had an ending and closing with her mom.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't have
with her mom. Yeah, with her mom for sure, because her mom told her that she didn't blame her and stuff like that, but not with her dad. But like she went from she basically closed off her feelings about that for 2 years, because like that's how she started. That's how Legacy started, right? And then she went from closing herself off to that to jumping into being the savior of the school once all this Malivore stuff happened. And so now, rather than dealing with her dad's death or whatever, she's dealing with all of this stuff with Malivore and saving the school and Landon and stuff like that. So she hasn't really had time to really think about that part of like what she's denying herself from feeling. Like she hasn't let herself feel that trauma or that pain or whatever. But I think that through what she learns with Landon and through what she's learning right now in that process will help her deal with the guilt of what, like the whole domino effect of what happened with her parents.
Yeah, I hope that like maybe like depending on if Rebecca comes back, we could kind of get more of that with her interacting with her aunt. But I don't know. I feel like knowing Legacies, I don't think they're probably going to cover it. They may still do mentionings.
Well, they did kind of cover it a little bit when she jumped into the pit in 116, because she says, now I finally understand why my father did what he did. But she thought she was dying, and then she didn't. And I think that like what's going to happen in 320 is going to be like solidify like, okay, maybe this is why my father did, and it wasn't my fault. And, you know, like, would she blame Landon for starting the whole process of Malivore? No, because it's not his fault. Just like it wasn't Hope's fault that all of this happened with the Hollow and with him. Like, you know, she wouldn't blame Landon for that, so why should she blame herself for what happened with her parents, right?
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I hope we do see some more coverage of it in the season, especially since she'll most likely activate her vampire side. But the next question is from Cole Hero Landon Handon. How do you think Hope will die? Be specific. Well, Robyn already kind of gave a rundown. Like, most likely we think it'll probably be to save someone that she loves, maybe Landon or maybe like her friends. But I don't know. I don't want to think of a specific rundown of how she will possibly become before Tribrid.
I don't want to know how it's going to be done.
It'll be painful.
Yeah, I don't want to think of how it would happen. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it will happen outside of school though. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, she's already jumped into the pit. She's been stabbed. Technically, okay, so the hallucination, the drug that was thrown on her, more than likely was belladonna. And belladonna in a large dose is toxic. But, I mean, obviously she was still alive, so it wasn't a large enough dose because it was diluted. But, like, so she's technically been poisoned. I mean, that belladonna should have done way more than just give them, like, you know, a vision quest or whatever, but whatever. So, I mean, I had the initial thought that maybe her heart will get ripped out, but, I mean, she's already kind of had her heart ripped out because of the whole Landon thing. So...
I don't want to think about it.
The thing is, though, is I keep thinking that what if it's Malivore is able to somehow get, because we had talked about this in earlier episodes before season 3 had come, and we talked about how Landon could possibly get some of the students at the school on his side. And one of the people we talked about was MG. And you know, I've always thought that his Ripper storyline is going to be coming up. And so what if Hope dies the same way Landon died the first time?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, no, because I actually want the Ripper storyline. I mean, Ripper MG the storyline to come back because they literally hinted it and then like took it back.
I mean, they're making him be the hero and everything, and I've never thought that the Golden Arrow was meant for Landon. So what if the Golden Arrow does something different and it was actually meant for MG, who's actually the hero, and Malivore somehow like uses that and MG rips Hope's throat out?
I don't know.
Hateful. Truly hateful. I don't know. Like, I definitely feel like Ripper MG is going to come back at some point. I just don't know what the alternatives would be. Because once again, I don't think too far into, like, making, like, concepts and ideas about it. But for me, I definitely wanted Ripper MG to happen, or, like, at least for it to be developed. So, if anything, if it happens...
We always wanted that 113 parallel. And Hope was crying over Landon's body because MG tore his throat out. It just, think how, anyways. If it happens, we're going to come back to this episode and just be like...
You heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
You're wild. You're wild. I don't know. The next question is from Danielson. Is she going to fight everyone she has to get Cleo and love her life back from Malivore?
Yes.
Yes. You know that. I hope will definitely be breaking her back in that to get Landon back. So I mean,
and Caleb's with her now because he wants to get Cleo back.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
He is going to be there actually to get because he was catching feelings and he told MG about it too. So Caleb's going to be there every step of the way. The next question is from Fer. Do you think Hope will ever realize the school just uses her as a weapon and finally leave with the love of her life?
Everybody would.
It's for me.
I
like
love
really though.
FYI.
What'd you say?
I said I love you for just FYI. You're a fucking king.
Yeah. Like no, honestly, I feel like I need Hope to like fully separate because most of the time she always if anything she always saves everybody else. Like like there's never a time where it's like you rarely see people say, okay, well I'm about to go save Hope. Like no, she saved other people, and you would think Alaric, the person that made the school and owned the school, you'll think he'll know, but no. This guy is just useless as it comes, and I really hope that Hope, just finds peace and leave this shit.
I think that she's kind of starting to realize it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that she's like realizing, and she's most likely definitely going to definitely put her happiness before anything else now, since it's been a big like debate. So like her realizing that her happiness is first, I can't wait to see that more so because hoping for bringing back for everybody else this whole season. So, but I feel like her becoming a vampire though will definitely change the perspective. But we'll see. The next question from Handon's River: how do you think everything that happened this season will affect Hope and Landon's relationship in the future? I mean, I don't know. I feel like
it's stronger.
Yeah, I mean, like I feel like based off of what we saw in season 3, even though some of it wasn't really Landon, obviously, we saw how she acted and how she views him, and like her. I don't know. I just feel like when it came to this relationship, even though it wasn't really him, it showed how much she loves him and how she sees him with with the goal of Landon. And then, like, her wanting, like, she now realizes their relationship isn't doomed. So she's doing whatever in her power to fix the relationship, get Landon his feet, like, when he came back to the prison world. And she wanted him to talk to her so she can understand him. And so there won't be, like, a disconnect in the relationship compared to, like, her always hiding stuff, like, knowing that his mom, like, knowing about his mom, like, her and him were actually communicating way better than season 2 and season 1. And then we got to see the real Handon in a sense. I mean, we saw the real Handon, in episode 13 when they were fighting against that old Malivore body figure, but also seeing how they were in episode 4, where Hope normally would have Landon like stay back and not have him be in any harm's way. She was like, okay, well, we're working as a team. So now she sees them as a team. She's saying screw fate, and then they're also seeing team other. This team other, like, power couple things. She's fully dedicated to the relationship. So I just cannot wait to see what's going to happen when we get them back. Can't wait. I'm a little excited. But the next one is, in what scenario do you see her becoming a fourth Tribrid? Well, we already kind of covered it. It's definitely going to be when she's trying to protect people that she loves, most definitely. So
yeah.
It's gonna be a sad day. I just don't want to think about how she will do it. Yeah. So I don't want to like sit here and lie.
It's just gonna be in 320, and it's gonna be how she stops Malivore somehow.
Yeah, like I don't want to sit there and like plot how she'll become a Tribrid. I don't want to think about that. So I got that. It's not me. Okay, so now we're going into theories. Archie said, I really want the show to mature a little bit and show a more darker side of Hope, like it did in season 3 and 5, where she's more like Klaus and people are like, oh shit, and scared of her. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like the show may get more mature when she becomes a fourth Tribrid, but I don't know. Like, I really wanted the monsters. I mean, I feel like with the monsters, it can still be somewhat good and goodly executed, but I don't know.
I feel like for me, when somebody says more mature, it's their way of saying they want the Vampire Diaries again. Which for me, I've said this so many times, Legacies they've mentioned this in interviews. Legacies could have been a standalone show. Yes, it has it has, the characters from other shows, but it's like Legacies was supposed to be a lighter version of the other two shows. It wasn't meant to be dark. And I think that's what kind of slips over people's heads, is that it wasn't meant to be dark. And they've said that from the beginning. Danielle said that it's a lighter version. It's more, a lot more comedy too. So,
yeah,
my personal opinion.
I loved the darker side of Hope that we got. I did. And I do hope that we see more, but I don't think it needs to get darker. I love how light Legacies is. It's a comfort show for sure, despite some of the darker episodes that we've gotten. And so, like, to change it would honestly change the whole feel of Legacies. This isn't supposed to be the Vampire Diaries. This isn't supposed to be the originals. Like it says, it could be a standalone show. This is Legacies. I mean, I'm sorry, if you don't like the feel of the show, then maybe it's not the right show for you. And I'm not saying that this theory is, I'm not saying anything about the person who gave us this comment. I'm just saying in general, if it's not a show that you connect with, then, find something that you can connect with.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to be like a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like when it comes to, like, you have theoretically the Vampire Diaries and the originals to get that dark aspect and concept you want. I'm just personally, like, my stress levels while watching the originals, especially how, like, every episode there was so much drama filled. I'm okay with watching, like, Legacies and seeing, like, how they're just a day-to-day thing. But the one thing that I want to increase is, like, them actually acting like high school students, like going to classes like that. But I mean, like, with season 3, they did an amazing job at, like, keeping it still tenseful and, like, still keeping it light compared to, like, to the drama packs that the originals had. And I personally have a problem with, like, the season was definitely an increase, and I'm definitely can't wait to see what's going to happen in season 4. But if you want it to be darker, it's not going to get as dark as you want it to be, honestly.
Yeah,
and if you want it to be dark, the originals or rewatching Vampire Diaries could be an aspect of reading a fan fiction, sadly. But I don't think they're going to get it darker than this. So the next theory is from Stacy. Do you think Hope will have more of one idea on how and what she's going to do to get what she wants? And do you think Hope will turn against their friends for not being there for her when she needed them the most?
I talked about that already.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like she's probably going to put in her own perspective on how to save Landon. I don't think she's going to let her friends dictate how she's going to get Landon back, compared to last time where everybody said, like, what she was doing was theoretically not right. I feel like she's going to take it in her own hands. Maybe that could possibly mean her turning on her friends. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to go down that route. I don't know if they're going to do that, but
yeah, and we did kind of already talk about this, so, like, we don't really want to be repeating ourselves too.
Yeah, like, I just don't, I don't know. Like, we kind of already, like, touched the concept, so.
But I don't think Hope will turn against her friends. I think that
she's not going to turn against them and be like, F everything.
No, because the show is about friendships too, and I think that she's learning how to navigate friendships just as much as she's learning how to navigate, like, loss and love and stuff like that. And the same with them. I mean, like, they're teenagers. They're all learning to love and learning to have these friendships that are going to last for a long time, while kind of living in this world of, which is even more dangerous than what we grew up in, obviously, because it's a supernatural world. And then on top of that, there's, Malivore and all these monsters and stuff like that. I mean, it's not a normal life that they're living. And plus they have to grow up in it, learning how to be these supernatural people and love and friendship and, like, graduation. And I mean, if they ever graduate or whatever, but, like,
yeah.
So
yeah, I don't think she'll. drop our friends. But I think that since I feel like what happened with like them this season, like especially when they're getting like more communicative at the end of season 3, I think they'll definitely be working together more than opposing each other. Because like the whole Josie, Lizzie, and Hope situation where they were like, well, we got each other and we can get through this. So I think that's going to be the main focus. Like, it's not just going to be Hope feeling like she has to do this alone. I think they're going to definitely be there helping her as well. So we're not just going to see Hope saying, forget my friends, they don't know how I feel. Yeah, I mean, even though they're friends with Landon, they barely be acting like this sometimes. I think we're going to see them be supportive and help Hope with this scenario.
Yeah, and I think like in that sense too is Hope's going to be very supportive of them. Like, you know, I feel like once all of this is kind of like died down and she has Landon back and everything, like she's going to be very supportive of like, you know, Finzi and their relationship, and then Lizzie and whatever relationship she chooses to be in, and like you're going to see like that full circle of, you know, where Hope. I think it all centers on Hope though, because like obviously she is the main, and she's so focused on like being the savior and stuff, while the others are kind of focused on their own things. But in order for them to all grow together, I really think it's going to it's going to have to start with Hope. So whatever it is, because she's kind of the leader, so whatever it is that she does, they're going to follow, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah. So, so to answer your question, they're definitely not going to be a big separation or divider key in that sense. Romeo and Juliet parallel. That's
my theory.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I kind of had this, I was kind of bouncing things off of Pia for a little bit. And and I was talking about how, do you remember I don't know if you remember, but before the pilot, or like when they were like talking about this show before it aired, or maybe right around the time that the pilot had started, there was this interview with Danielle where she really talked about, and even Julie as well, where they really talked about how Hope and Landon really paralleled, like, or not paralleled in a sense, but they were very like Romeo and Juliet-esque, right?
Yeah.
And then they kind of never really said anything about it afterwards. But then in season 3, we physically got a Romeo and Juliet scene, and Hope kind of like freaking out about like the whole plot of Romeo and Juliet, which I thought was like a fun parallel to the interviews that she had given in the beginning of season 1, which made me think that what if that was brought up in season 3, because the way that 320 or season 3 is going to end is going to be very Romeo and Juliet-esque style, because what happened in Romeo and Juliet? She drank poison because she thought he was dead. He went to her body, thought she was dead, stabbed himself to kill himself, and she woke up as he was dying. And then killed herself again, because so that they could be together. So like, imagine this Romeo and Juliet parallel with Hope and Landon that they originally talked about before the pilot even aired, and then talked about in, what, 312? No, 313? No, this is before he came back. No, 314. It was 314. I didn't know that because I blacked out most of that episode. But the beginning of 314, it was a Romeo and Juliet parallel. And they talked about Romeo and Juliet the beginning.
Like Undying Love, yeah.
Yeah, Undying Love, and in the beginning that Hope and Landon are very much like Romeo and Juliet, in that like a modern day Romeo and Juliet. And then 320 could very well be a Romeo and Juliet
kind of
ending.
Cannot do
We
it.
never know peace. We never know peace.
Because like she could kill herself, thinking that's the way to save everyone. Then Landon somehow in Malivor's body sees this, like explodes or whatever, reignites his Phoenix side, thinks she's dead and not coming back because, I don't know, she got her heart ripped out or something, doesn't think that you can come back from being, like, even though she's a Tribrid, kills himself, she comes back, or something like that. Or, like, he dies, she thinks he's human, so he's dead. She kills herself in order to defeat Malivore. He comes back before she resurrects, sees her dead, and, like, it's just, like, this whole, like, I don't know, I just really see this whole Romeo and Juliet parallel at the end of season 3, or I guess at 404, of this happening. And because, like, they never show teachers, they never show classes, and then all of a sudden in 314, after the whole breakup and stuff like that, they all of a sudden show them doing this Romeo and Juliet parallel, or, like, play. Like, it just doesn't seem, everything is done for a reason. Everything is supposed to have a parallel. And this doesn't feel like it was just placed there for cannon fodder, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, once again, you got it. I don't know any possible theories. I mean, I feel like that may be another reason for her to possibly become a 4 Tribrid as well. And I mean, Romeo and Juliet wouldn't be a bad concept, even though I hate Shakespeare.
I mean, I love Shakespeare, and I wrote a whole one-shot about Shakespeare, and it's actually really funny because I actually joked about Romeo and Juliet in that one-shot and Undying Love and stuff like that, but, you know, I just, like, I do really like Shakespeare, and Shakespeare's been a huge part of season 3, because you have Midsummer Night's Dream with Puck, and then you have All's Well That Ends Well, when they were talking about when like Gollum Landon was like, screw fate. So, like, there's a lot of Shakespeare references, and there was a Shakespeare references in season 1 when Hope was in episode 2, when she pulled that death spell out of the book and she was going to, like, go kill Landon in, like, after he stole the knife and before she found out it was a dragon. So, like, Romeo, but then Shakespeare wasn't really brought up too much after that. Like, it's just kind of peppered in here or there. But in season 3, there was so much more Shakespeare references that I really feel like that was done specifically for a reason. Because they originally said Hope and Landon were like Romeo and Juliet, then they brought in Shakespeare in episode 2, and then now season 3 is laced with a bunch of Shakespeare. Especially, like, Midsummer Night's Dream. Like, to bring Puck in as the monster for Midsummer Night's Dream, like, that's a whole level, like, I mean, Puck is all about, like you said, breaking things apart and putting them back together. But, like, in the whole story of Midsummer Night's Dream, first off, it's a dream, which, imagine all of this is literally just Hope's dream. Second, Puck is, there's this flower in the show, or I mean in the play, that he is supposed to use the drops from this flower in the eyes of people and makes them fall in love with whoever they see first. And then at the end of the play, he puts them back together and puts the right people that should be in love with each other. And then that flower was also talked about by Kai in 212. No, by Dorian, sorry, in 213. He talked about this flower that grows near the falls, and that was the same flower that is considered in Midsummer Night's Dream for with Puck. And then also in Midsummer Night's Dream is very fairies. You have, you know, the king of the fairies, Oberon, and like it's, I don't know, it's like this whole like Shakespeare thing that they could tie so many things into that we didn't even realize, that is just like little clues here or there that they just kind of like talked about.
You got that. You got that.
What is?
I don't know how you catch on those things.
Yeah, I could never catch anything. Like I don't even think about that. Like once I've done an episode, I'm done the episode. So you had me. Like I will not think about anything different.
Please, all I do is think about. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll just be like, wait, I thought about this, and I'll send like whole long messages to Pia and Vit, and I'll just be like, what about this? What about this? What about this? And
I don't know where she just sends us.
Yeah, out of nowhere. It's just like, I just thought about this. What if, like, I did that the other day with I can't even remember what it was that we were talking about, but I was just like, what if this happened? God, I wish I knew what we were talking about now, but it does happen so many times that I just
same.
forget. But like, I literally do not stop thinking about it. The only time I don't think about it is when I'm busy thinking about something else. And I mean, lately I've been thinking a lot about Lucifer, obviously. So like, but every once in a while I'll think about Legacies because it is so, like, I love the foreshadowing and I love the parallels and I love trying to figure it out because it is such a mystery. And I mean, like, kudos to the writers, kudos to Brett, because like, not every show makes me think like this. Like, you know, I'm not watching some shows and being like, wonder what's gonna happen. Like, not the way it does with Legacies.
I don't do that for any show. Like for me, I just watch.
I make theories for couples.
Yeah, I don't normally do like theories or anything like that. I mean, the most I've done it recently is with Buffy. Like, I'll be like, oh, well, what if this happens, whatever. But I don't really do theories about specifically Legacies. I don't do any like.
Meanwhile, I've got threads on Twitter.
Yeah, I just watch and observe because like I don't want to sit here and do a whole ass like I think this and be wrong. So I have to be minding my business.
I made a doc with all of my like stories and stuff like that of like things that have happened in the show or things that are similar to the show. And I think it's like 3 pages long. And it's just like, there's so many things that I either predicted or they stole. I don't know.
Or they stole.
Yeah. Stole and high cash.
I mean, I'm not mad about it. Just, you know.
Credit where credit is credit, where credit's due. But anyways, that was our Hope episode for this week of the Handon Weekly. We have
4 Handon Weekly episodes to go before season 4 of Legacies comes back.
And then we'll be doing our weekly Legacy episode review and discussions. And we'll probably be telling you the full shebang. First episode, especially about our interaction with Danielle.
Yes.
Russell.
We might film an extra video.
Robyn and I will be in Covington one episode too.
Yes, we will.
Exactly. So we'll be getting large.
Third episode?
Yeah, the 3rd episode, because we'll be there over like right before Halloween.
Yeah.
So like you guys are gonna get it all. I mean, maybe we'll even do like a little bonus thing talking about our little chat with Danielle. It depends. It depends on how like personal and private it is too. Obviously we want to make sure she's comfortable. And we're not going to spill all the secrets, because some of it's just going to be for us.
Oh my God.
But, it's next episode's going to be the Finch episode. Yeah. So
make sure you send your Finch episode questions in the comments or just DM us separately. I'll most likely be doing a poll on Instagram at Handon Post, so you can send any questions there or DM me or on Twitter.
Yeah. And we're sticking to our regular schedule. Thank you guys for understanding why we couldn't film last week. Real life gets in the way, obviously. And but we are going to stick with our regular schedule. So we are going to film in 2 weeks again, hopefully. And if you guys have any ideas for other episodes, let us know. We do kind of have ideas for our next 4 episodes. Hopefully we'll get content in between those 4 episodes.
More pictures. No leaks, hopefully. Legacy's team. We don't need no leaks like last time for season 3.
Extras, please.
Extras.
Our episode on September 9th might be a little bit shorter than normal because Lucifer season 6 drops September 10th. Just FYI.
Yeah, we'll definitely be very rushy that day because we have Dexter on the mind and AE on the mind. So.
Yeah. So, but yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to do the Handon Weekly Challenge.
Yeah, you can do video edits, writing, obviously, picture edits, whatever you want of that topic, and you can tag us.
And if you haven't read the last Handon Weekly Challenge. Vit had made a thread about it on the official account, so you can go
On
on
Twitter.
and find that. Yeah, on Twitter, yeah.
Yeah. So make sure to be safe, y'all. We'll see you in 2 weeks. And the countdown for Legacy continues.
The other thing is if you guys bought a 3-in-1 with Danielle and you don't have a group to go with, message us because we want to try to make sure Handons all go together so you don't get put into a group of people you feel uncomfortable with.
Yeah. So definitely DM us or add us on Twitter or Instagram if you have any 3-to-1s and don't know who to go with. Or if you have a friend who don't know who to go with and they're afraid of being put in an uncomfortable situation, we could definitely help you guys out and avoid wasting your money for an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
And if you wasn't able to get tickets, they if you go on Twitter, follow Goldrush Events, they do updates on if they're restocking any Danielle tickets. I know the panel ones are still out there. They're $40 to listen to or answer questions. They put out more 3-to-1s. I don't know if they're doing 1-to-1s, but 3-to-1s are definitely still being restocked.
They've announced from Legacies, Ben Levin, Danielle, and Quincy. Looks like we're gonna get one more.
Which I assume is Kaylee.
Yeah.
It's Kaylee. So just know that Ben, Danielle, and Quincy are the 3 that are out right now for available tickets.
So yeah, Danielle is spending between I think 130. Was it 130 for the 1-to-1, and then it's 115 for the 3-to-1. 85 for the autographs. I don't think there's any more autographs restocked. Panels is 40. I think Quincy's is between 40 to 30 or something like that.
His panel or his 1-on-1 is 45, and then his autographs are around $30.
Yeah.
And Ben's the same as Quincy.
Yeah.
And that's through Gold Rush, if you guys don't know. Gold Rush.
Goldrush Events.
We can put a link. We'll put a link to Gold Rush in the I'll put it in the description. So if you guys want to check it out, if you didn't know that Gold Rush was doing this, and check it out and get tickets if you can.
Not shed. Just Danielle's is most likely
Sold out.
Sold out on the 3, most likely the 3-in-1s and the 1-on-1s, but she still will possibly have the panel and stuff like that.
The panels are still available. Sadly, there was a 10% off discount last week. They said that I think they was planning to do some restocks, but I think autographs are officially sold out. They're officially sold out, I think so. Just keep a lookout for that on Twitter. If you follow us, we most likely follow them and retweet some of their stuff and interact with the account anyway. So, I want to know what that was.
Yeah. And in that case, bye, guys.
Bye.
Hold up.